your vision. This is your moment to rise up. You know the sun's coming out, your new life starting now. Can't keep you down, your spirit's rising. Oh, be strong, be strong. Hold tight to the vision. No one can ever take it away from you. Oh, be strong and live your life with passion. You got to keep on and hold tight to surrender to the sun is shining through your vision.
Hold tight to
Your vision.
never give up now. Hold tight to
Your vision.
silent. You better keep silent. Don't let them hear you speak. Softly, you better tread softly. For everyone knows that God only shows favor when you bow and straight and lay prostrate and wail upon a wall. But something small and still inside said, no, no, not at all. Hush now, listen, you'll hear it over and over again. Hear God say, I love you, over and over again. Head down, you better keep your head down. Don't let them catch you standing tall. 'Cause everybody knows you got to fit in. 'Cause everybody says you got to fit in to get into all the right places with all the right people. So you bow and scrape and lay prostrate and sacrifice your peace. But something small and still inside said, forgive, love, release. Forgive them, for they know not what they do. And love them, for they are one with you. Release your burden, release your fear. For I am is my name, and I am always near. I am always here. Hush now, listen, you'll hear it over and over again. Hear God say, hear it over and over and over and over and over. I love you, I love you, you're perfect as you are.
Used to be the girl who couldn't cry. My heart was so empty, and I didn't know why. Living in the future and the past, never in the moment, 'cause the moment never lasts. The finish line was all that I could see, until you spoke those words that set me free. And now the joy is in the journey. Every step I take is a choice I make now. The joy is in the journey, one day at a time. I'm learning to find who I am. I used to be afraid of letting go, afraid of standing still, afraid to grow. Now I see how far I've come with you, and now my faith is stronger than the fear I must walk through. The joy is in the journey. Every step I take is a choice I make now. The joy is in the journey, one day at a time. I'm learning to find who I am, and I will find my own voice in my own way, and I will live, and I will love, and I will pray to know the joy is in the journey. Every step I take is a choice I make now. The joy is in the journey, one day at a time. I'm learning to find who I am, one day at a time. I'm learning to find who I am. New Year. Thank you. Rolling river God, little stones are smooth stone, rough and I'm grainy still. I'm just trying to reconcile this river's chill. But when I close my eyes and feel you rushing by, I know time brings change, and change takes time. But when the sunset comes, my prayer might be this one: you might pick me up and notice that I am just a little smoother in your hand. Sometimes raging wild, sometimes swollen high. Oh, never have I known this river dry. The deepest part of you, dear Lord, is where I long to stay. I want to feel the roughest edges wash away. But when I close my eyes, I feel you rushing by. I know time brings change, and change takes time. But when the sunset comes, my prayer might be this one: you might pick me up and notice that I am. See, I'm not what I used to be. You might pick me up and notice that I am. Lord, I'm just a little smoother in your I'm a stone and I won't be smooth, and not until the water passes through.
Bridget Bryant. Rolling River God. Bridget Bryant, accompanied ably by Ming Freeman. Ming Freeman. Thank you, Bridget. Outstanding. I was listening to you sing, and I heard Carl Anderson. I remember Carl was sitting right over there when you were singing that song, and he said, "I'm never singing that song again." Outstanding. Beautiful, beautiful.
Morally, I was led to nonviolence because I felt that it was the best moral way to deal with the problem. We were seeking to establish a just society. And it was my feeling then, and it is my feeling now, that violence is certainly much more socially destructive, and it creates many more social problems than it solves. So I was led to nonviolence for deep moral reasons. And I turned to it because I felt that it was the morally excellent way to deal with the problem of racial injustice in our country.
There is no freedom, the wise man said, let justice roll down when the poor cry out for shelter and bread. Let justice roll down like a mighty stream. Oh, children, don't you get weary, walk together, believe in the dream. When the way gets rough, we'll make a new way. Let justice roll down like a mighty stream. Hatred will never drive out hate. Let love roll down, roll down. Remember, our hearts can make us great. Let love roll down like a mighty stream. Oh, children, don't you get weary, walk together, believe in the dream. When the way gets rough, we'll make a new way. And let your love roll down like a mighty stream. When brutality threatens our daughters and sons, let peace roll down, roll down. May our voices rise up louder than the guns. Let peace roll down like a mighty stream. Oh, children, don't you get weary, walk together, believe in the dream. When the way gets rough, we'll make a new way. And let peace roll down like a mighty stream. Step by step, one by one, let justice roll down, roll down. They can kill the prophet, but the dream lives on. Let justice roll down like a mighty stream. Oh, children, don't you get weary, walk together, believe in the dream. When the way gets rough, we'll make a new way. Let justice roll down like a mighty stream.
I turned to it because I felt that it was the morally excellent way to deal with the problem of racial injustice in our country.
There was a time in my life, thought I had to do it all for myself. I didn't know is what you have to say. I really and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith, I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. Say I release all and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no. With my faith, I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart's open wide. 'Cause I'm only here for God. Oh, no more struggle, no. With my faith, I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God.
Good morning, HDCSL. Good morning, planet Earth. Good morning, the world. We are love streaming this morning. Wherever you are here. We are here. I am Reverend Karen Mitchell. I am going to be guiding us through this celebration this morning. Reverend Doug is free in the spirit. He is off doing something wonderful outdoors, hopefully, with his lovely wife. And we just send all of our love to Reverend Doug as well, knowing that he is having a blast today, which is well deserved. As I always say, Reverend Doug makes doing the love stream look so easy. He's brilliant, and I am very grateful for his trust in me. And I always caution everyone, if anything goes strangely awry and other things start playing or buttons are being pushed that are incorrect, it's all good. It's all good. It's just me doing my thing. And I'm grateful to be here. And of course, without my husband, Kevin, getting this all set up for me and for us, it wouldn't happen either. So I've got these wonderful angels in my life. And I just want to start our celebration this morning with prayer treatment. And what that is, if you're not familiar with that, it's a way of moving our thought, our beliefs, our intention into physical form for a specific purpose. And that's what we're doing this morning. We're here to celebrate and enjoy and love each other. And so I'm going to play a little bit of beautiful music from Benjamin Dowling. So wherever you've been this morning, or whenever you do listen to this broadcast, wherever you are, I just invite you to come fully present into this now unique, one and only moment. And if you'd like to take a deep, cleansing breath, please do that with me. Just release out anything else but being here now. The chores that have to get done, the condition of the universe, the world, problems on your mind, conditions in your life. Release it all right now. We are focusing on the one thing that's happening right now, which is spirit. There's only one power. There's one life. That life is spirit. That life is God, the divine intelligence, whatever you want to call it. We are that. Everything everywhere is spirit. And so knowing and remembering that right now, I just feel so loved. I feel so grounded. I feel so present, held by the divine, held in the arms of love. And I know that's the truth for myself and for all beings everywhere. And I simply just bless the High Desert Center for Spiritual Living, which is a spiritual home to so many, with arms outstretched, welcoming all. I give a blessing to the leadership, Reverend Doug LeBeau, the board, the practitioners, everyone who does service for the center, knowing it is a center of love, of divine service. And so simply filling myself with that beautiful gratitude that comes from knowing the truth of being. I just take another beautiful cleansing breath as we dive in together, as we dive deeper into our self-knowing on this journey to freedom today. So I just released my word to that one law that makes it so. And I affirm this, and we affirm this together by saying, and so it is. And so it is. Beautiful. You may have seen Clay in the little bubble in the window in the agape picture when we were dancing. I want to welcome our practitioner of the day, Clay Reynolds, or Clayton, if he's in trouble, I think, probably. Let's see. Let's see, Clayton, where are you? Hang on one second. I was so close to having that perfect. Okay. There he is. There he is, and I can even hear you. Good morning. How are you?
Oh, you got the Clayton right. Yes, when that came down, you knew something was wrong.
That's right. And probably your middle name, too, would go with it as well.
Absolutely.
I won't ask you what that is, so I never have to know that. All right. So Clay is with us this morning, and he's going to be holding the high watch for us during the service, and also going to be giving us our beautiful affirmation and treatment a little bit later on. So thank you, Clay, standing by. All right. So it's been a wonderful week. It's been a wonderful month. We're at the end of February 2021. I can't believe it. It's been a year for me, of just really almost a year. I think March it was when I was furloughed from my job. And so it's been almost a year of a new journey, a different journey. And I know many of you can relate to that. I'm sure you can. You know, life has turned upside down. And in so many good ways, too. Really, so many great ways if you look for the blessing in it. And there's been a lot of forgiveness work done, I think, by a lot of us at this time. We have time to think and contemplate. And we had a big, of course, political situations this past year. We've had a lot of awareness brought to a lot of issues, social injustice, racial injustice. And so we do a Ho'oponopono practice here at the center, which is, as Reverend Doug says, not just Hawaiian. It's done all through those islands there. It's a way of reconciling yourself to the truth that we all need to forgive something sometimes in our lives. And if it's ourselves, if it's a belief system, if it's our past. And this is a great practice, a spiritual practice that you can do anytime, anywhere. And basically, the practice is saying, speaking, chanting, however you want to do it. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. It's that simple. Simple is sometimes not easy, but I think it's a wonderful way to really just put ourselves in that place of gratitude. So we're going to play a little music, a little chant that I wrote for this particular spiritual practice. So the Ho'oponopono.
I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. We are responsible for what we see. Healing ourselves will heal the world. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. We are responsible for what we see. Healing ourselves will heal the world. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you.
I don't know about you guys, but that really sort of settles me in even more and really grounds me into this moment. So I hope you find that to be true for you as well. Another thing that we do here on a Sunday morning celebration service is we read Ernest Holmes' promises. And we're going to put the words, of course, up for you so you can read them along with me. All right, here we go. Dr. Ernest Holmes promises, I keep the promise that I have made myself to affirm in this moment that I am abundant, healthy, strong, and happy. I keep the intention to daily speak this truth to my inner soul, telling it that it is wonderful and marvelous, that it is one with the great cause of life, truth, power, and action. I whisper these things into my soul until it breaks forth into songs of joy with the realization of its limitless possibilities. I assure my soul. I assure my soul. Let's reassure our souls with Reverend Doug's song, I Remember Who I Am.
1, 2, 3.
I remember who I am. I remember who you are and who we are. His pure spirit. I remember who I am. I remember who you are and who we are. His pure spirit. We are life. We are light. We are love. We are joy. We are peace. We are wisdom. And beautiful harmony. We are pure spirit. I remember who I am. I remember who you are and who we are. His pure spirit. I remember who I am. I remember who you are and who we are. His pure spirit. We are life. We are light. We are love. We are joy. We are peace. We are wisdom. And beautiful harmony. We are pure spirit. I remember who I am. I remember who you are and who we are. His pure spirit. And who we are. His pure spirit. And who we are. His pure spirit.
Pure Spirit. I love that song. Thank you, Reverend Doug. All those fabulous singers getting together virtually was really fun to make and do. So then the message is amazing, of course. I want you to know that the High Desert Center for Spiritual Living is part of a bigger organization. In fact, it's a worldwide organization that has been open and affirming since 1927. And here at the High Desert Center for Spiritual Living, we are a radically inclusive and mindfully non-racist spiritual community. All are lovingly welcome here. And just a couple of announcements to get out of the way. We've got our office, the bookstore / office hours. And if you haven't been in our bookstore, it's amazing. It's amazing. So many wonderful things in there. So check it out. Monday, 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Tuesday, 9 to 4. Wednesday, 9 to 12. Thursday, 10 to 3. So, of course, COVID protocols, mask up, and we will take care of the rest. Okay. Reverend Doug has been leading a class, teaching a class, Spiritual Principles and Practices, since February 3rd. That was the first one. We're just about coming up on the last class. So if you missed it, keep an eye out for the next class, and we'll let you know when that is and what that is. It's transformational. It's transformational. Just the book, this thing called You by Ernest Holmes, is just, it's mind-blowing. And even if you've been in this philosophy for many, many years, just reading that book again and going through it and studying it, it's just a whole new take on it every time I read it. So that'll be coming up this Wednesday, the last class. So yesterday, we goddesses got together. We have a women's group here at the High Desert Center called Sister Circle. And we get together every couple of weeks virtually on Zoom. And we had an amazing gathering yesterday, right? Y'all who were there, I'm sure you're virtually nodding your heads out there. You can comment in the chat if you want to let me know how you enjoyed it. We had Reverend Johanna Van Gelder, who dives deep into poetry as a spiritual practice. And it was just amazing. And we're just getting ready to start reading the book called Goddess Power. So our next meeting, if you are identifying as a woman and want to join our sister circle, it's open to all who identify as a woman. And we're going to have our next meeting Saturday, March 13th at 11:30 a.m. And we will send out a text and make sure everybody in the congregation gets notified about that. And now it's time to introduce the wonderful Clay Reynolds. Back again. Hello, Clay. And he's muted himself. You can unmute yourself, Clay, if you want to. There you are.
Good morning.
You're barking, Clay.
I'm unmuted and happy to be here.
We're so happy to have you here.
Thank
Okay,
you.
so Clay is going to take over now and read us our affirmation, and then go ahead with our flames of faith.
Well, good morning, spiritual family. Our affirmation today: love acts through me, and the law of love frees us all. Let's say that together. Love acts through me, and the law of love frees us all. One more time. Love acts through me, and the law of love frees us all. And now the flames of faith. We perform this ceremony on Sundays to promote the universal consciousness of life that acknowledges that all peoples and all faiths, all beings, come from the one great universal presence which we call Spirit. The unity candle represents the unifying nature of all religious thought and experience, which we honor here today. We light the first candle for the shamanic traditions, honoring the beliefs and practices of all indigenous peoples, the way of primal spirituality. We light the second candle for Hinduism, honoring the path of knowledge, action, and devotion. We light the third candle for the Tao, honoring the universal path of harmony and equilibrium, the natural way. We light the fourth candle for Judaism, honoring the ethical path of living by sacred law. We light the fifth candle for all forms of Buddhism, honoring the Four Noble Truths and the path of compassion. We light the sixth candle for all forms of Christianity, honoring the Christ consciousness as the path of love. We light the seventh candle for all forms of Islam, honoring the path of compliance with the will of God as the highest calling. We light the eighth candle for the universalistic religion of Baha'i, honoring the path of unity and peace. We light the ninth candle, honoring all forms of new thought, honoring the metaphysical path of mental healing through the practice of universal spiritual principle. We light the 10th candle for inclusivity, affirming that all are welcome here. And as we light the healing candle, please put silently into the light names of loved ones, knowing that they have the experience of Spirit's eternal love. I invite you to close your eyes, if it's safe to do so, and take a breath. It's my pleasure to share a spiritual mind treatment. Breathing in the moment, I recognize that there is only one power, one presence, one truth, and divine energy that I call God, universe, spirit, an ever-abundant source of pure light and perfect love. This love is at the root of all creation. I know the one power and presence of God radiates in, through, and all around all things, and I am one with it. I know this for myself, And I absolutely know this for everyone within the sound of my voice and beyond. We are all one. One of Spirit's beautiful names is love. Mindful of today's affirmation, love acts through me and the law of love frees us all, I affirm that love gives to everything. Love harmonizes everything. Love unifies everything. Love embraces everything. And love heals everything. I claim this unconditional, whole, and complete love is what I am. Today, I choose to be love. I am so grateful to know that this love is forever expanding. I'm also grateful for Reverend Doug, Reverend Karen, the board, the practitioner team, and especially our spiritual community. Our spiritual community that feeds my soul constantly. I'm so thankful. I release my words to the active mind of the law, or the active law of mind. I let go and I let God, and together we affirm this by saying, and so it is.
And so it is. Beautiful, beautiful prayer, Clay. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that with us. Namaste. Whew. Wonderful. I met Gary Lynn Floyd maybe 8 years ago or so at least. We were going to do a Taizé service, which is just kind of an unplugged, beautiful candlelit gathering in the middle of the week. Reverend Doug introduced us, and we were going to do some music together. And immediately, we just fell into like the perfect harmony. It's rare when that happens. I don't know if those of you who sing out there or whatever kind of work you may do, when you connect with somebody who is just absolutely, in the pocket with you, musically or whatever way, it's really rare. So Gary Lynn Floyd is one of those rare spirits, and we just immediately began singing together, and thanks to Reverend Doug, we traveled together, and it's been a beautiful experience. And his group, he has Floyd Lula with Jamie Lula, and he also, of course, Gary does a lot of work on his own. We wrote this next song that you're going to hear Gary perform. We wrote this, and it's the only song we've written together so far. And I don't write with people, really. It's kind of an alone process for me. But with Gary, it was just one of those things. It just grew. And so this song is called The Adventure. And this is Gary Lynn Floyd.
Love you, Karen Mitchell. Karen and I wrote this song a few years ago. It remains one of my favorites.
You can never really know which way it's gonna go. Set your feet down on the road, facing the unknown. Staring through an open door, like you've never left the shore. Walk on through, there's so much more to find. All you ever need to bring, an open mind, a willing heart, the song that you were born to sing. Be a candle in the dark, one step is all it takes to start. To be the adventure you are. You are the adventure. carry all the weight of your past mistakes. But that's a heavy load to bear. Just pack what you can take. Standing on the precipice, I know there must be more than this. Leaning into all that is divine. All you ever need to bring, an open mind, a willing heart, the song that you were born to sing. Be a candle in the dark. One step is all it takes to start. To be the adventure you are. You are. You are. You are. And as I weave this tapestry, thread by thread, uniquely me, slumbering within the seed, is everything I'll ever need. Awakening. All you ever need to bring, an open mind, a willing heart, the song that you were born to sing. Be a candle in the dark. One step is all it takes to start. To be the adventure you are. You are. You are. You are. You are. You are. The adventure, the adventure, the adventure.
Love you.
Love you, Gary Lynn Floyd. Oof, isn't he great? I've been so blessed to work with him, and it's just one of those amazing things that happens when Doug LeBeau's around. He hooks up all kinds of people musically. Just, he's amazing. All right, so I want to talk about a couple of the lyrics that came to Gary and myself. There's me and Gary. We were in Provincetown there at a little eatery. I think I was having a bad hair day, but anyway, there we are. Okay, so I chose to talk about this lyric here. All you ever need to bring, an open mind, a willing heart, the song that you were born to sing. Be a candle in the dark. One step is all it takes to start. To be the adventure you are. We were working on the lyrics, and we first started out saying light a candle in the dark, which is pretty good. But then somehow we were singing along, and then one of us just said, be a candle in the dark. And I love that. And the fact that we don't have to bring anything extra or carry anything extra, we are perfect just the way we are. That seed awakening that Gary sang about in the song is always there within everyone. So remembering that is sometimes the tricky part, but that's what we do here. We remember that. We have a February theme, and this of course is the end of February. So this whole month we've been talking about one journey and many paths. And week 4, where we are now, we're focusing on the journey to freedom. And the work that is suggested that we do this month, this week, around that journey is embodying and living the truth of love, unity, and freedom. And I know that Reverend Doug has been talking this month about not just living this philosophy in our head, bringing our head down to our heart and really feeling the divine presence within and everywhere, really embodying it. So embodying unity, living as unity, being unity, embodying love, truth, and freedom. That means we live as if we are free, and we are as free as we decide to be. So that's the important point of that work that we're going to be doing. February has been and is today Black History Month 2021, and I think it's important to acknowledge that it's not just a month long. This needs to be an ongoing awareness. Black history is American history, and we absolutely should be going forward beyond February and really opening our minds and hearts to all of the amazing Black history that we may not have been taught, but we're not aware of. It's also right now the season for nonviolence. I don't know if how many of you have heard of this before. The Association for Global New Thought, the AGNT, co-founded by Michael Beckwith and Arun Gandhi. They devised this 64-day period of time between January 30th, which is when Gandhi was assassinated, and April 4th, when Martin Luther King Jr. was assassinated. And if you go to the Season for Nonviolence, the AGNT website, there are many, many ways to get involved in being actively nonviolent and taking action, and also courses to take, books to read. It's amazing. So definitely check out the agnt.org and check out the Season for Nonviolence. Goes through April 4th. And these two men, in a nonviolent way, changed the world. And Gandhi was assassinated just a year after India finally got its independence. And Martin Luther King, as we know, was assassinated in 1968, 20 years later. So it's important to put our focus on these things as we do the work of being an actively nonviolent community and looking for peace and looking for solutions for peace. Dr. Ernest Holmes said, "The inherent nature of man, people, is forever seeking to express itself in terms of freedom." And Reverend Doug wanted me to play this next video for you because it's such an important statement and video about this amazing man. So let's take a look at this video that Reverend Doug sent.
If you've ever used a cell phone or hearing aid, listened to music, or recorded any audio yourself, you can thank this man, James Edward West, for one of the technologies that makes it possible. West is the co-inventor of the Electret microphone. It's estimated that over 90% of all microphones today use the technology. An Electret microphone uses a material called an electret that has a permanent charge and doesn't need an external power source to work.
It revolutionized microphones in the sense that it a condenser microphone at the time in the 60s when we started this work, you couldn't buy a condenser microphone for less than $2,000. By eliminating the need for the battery, this meant that you could make something very simple.
West developed the microphone during his career at Bell Labs, receiving a patent for it in 1962. Bell Labs is where West called home for more than 40 years. Despite his successful career, working in physics and engineering was not what his parents envisioned for their young son.
I very definitely disappointed them when I switched my major from pre-med to physics. They were very upset and thought that that was the end of my career. But I can't blame them because at that time, teacher, lawyer, doctor were the main professions that blacks were permitted to enter.
Despite obstacles of racial prejudice in his life, West became a leader in his field, encouraging more minorities to jump into science and pursue advanced degrees.
One of the things that we did was to convince the board of directors that Bell Labs needed, and AT&T at that time needed to do something to promote diversity in STEM. And we had many summer programs, but the one that I'm most proud of was the Corporate Research Fellowship Program, which funded, mentored, and graduated roughly 600 women and underrepresented minority PhDs. And this was done over a period of about 30 years.
Now in his 80s, West shows no signs of slowing down in his commitment to see more opportunities given to minorities and to generate a more diverse population in science.
I spend an awful lot of time mentoring, especially underrepresented minority and women students here, because I know that there are impediments and shortcomings that are the result of just the way the system is, and the fact that the competition gets stiffer as you climb higher.
So inspiring. What an amazing man to be so brilliant, number one, to stand up to his parents and decide what he wanted to do, even though he knew he was a disappointment to what they expected him to do. To change the lives of so many women and people of color who wouldn't have had a chance otherwise. And he's in his 80s, and he's still going strong. He's amazing. What an inspiration. Whew. Thank you, Reverend Doug, for sending that over. That's really amazing. I wanted to touch base on this idea of freedom and the idea that there is natural law, which we talk about here when we say the law, love and law, cause and effect, natural laws like gravity, electricity, and there are man-made laws. And many times we get caught up in the man-made law thinking that it is a natural law. So you can see right here the comparisons, natural laws based on principles and truth. We talk a lot about principle here, spiritual principles and practices, like Reverend Doug's class. Harmonized with, due to knowledge and understanding. We make it our business to learn about ourselves, learn about our world, and try to understand and open our minds to all those possibilities. Natural laws are universal. So gravity doesn't just work sometimes for some people. Everybody's going to hit the ground if they jump off a roof. Doesn't matter who you are. Gravity doesn't care. Gravity's a natural law. So it applies everywhere, regardless of location or who you are. And it is eternal and immutable. So it exists and applies for as long as the universe exists and can't be changed. You can't make these up as you go along. Man-made laws are generally based on dogmatic beliefs, and our beliefs can be erroneous. We could believe that the world is flat, but that doesn't make the world flat. So things based on dogmatic beliefs, especially if we have beliefs that what we believe is right and what everybody else believes is not right, that's where it gets into a tricky area of dealing with unity and freedom. Man-made laws are complied with due to fear of punishment. How many were raised with a fearful God, a God that would smite you or smote you or, for no reason or because you were bad or lots of fear of punishment, going to hell, these kinds of things. Differs with location based on the whim of legislators or people in charge, let's just say. So moral relativism. So yeah, it's not the same for everybody. Man-made laws vary depending on, many times, the color of your skin, how much money you have, whether you're a woman or a man. These different descriptors that we identify with absolutely can change what happens to us based on man-made law. And of course, these laws change with time based on the whim of whoever's in charge. So right now in this world, it's an exciting time, as it always has been, very exciting, lots going on, where we get a chance to really shift the balance of power and really decide that man-made laws are temporary and unfair, and that natural law is eternal. And that's what we talk about here. So the Buddhists have a great way of dealing with that. Be kind to all creatures. This is the true religion. Loving kindness for yourself, and the metta prayer, which we say, the Buddhist prayer, you wish for yourself loving kindness, for your family, your loved ones, your friends, people you don't know, and people you maybe dislike and have issues with, which is one of the reasons we do the Ho'oponopono practice as well. Ernest Holmes talked about evil, and I'm bringing up evil because many times we get caught up in the idea that evil is a thing. It's a power. It's got its own origin, and it has control over our lives or our decisions. And Ernest Holmes is here to say evil is not a thing of itself. It is simply a misuse of the law of freedom. So what does he mean by that, the law of freedom? The truth is that the natural law is that we are born free, peaceful, loving. We're born that way. And we forget that, and we live in a world where that's not the case for everyone externally. But knowing that inside there is that which can never be chained or bound up or destroyed, that spirit within us is really free. And when we use the natural laws of cause and effect, we use spiritual mind treatment, we read, we study, then we are absolutely using that law of freedom properly. And then we get to embody, as we talked about earlier, embodying unity, embodying freedom, embodying love, embodying peace, being that, not just thinking about it here, bringing it down into our heart and really being that, because it's all spirit. God is all there is. And if you don't like the word God, that's totally fine. Whatever word you want to use, love, spirit, the divine, intelligence, God is all there is. God includes everything, all possibility, and all action. For spirit is the invisible essence and substance of all form. So our focus is on spirit. There's nothing outside of spirit. There is no separateness that is evil outside of spirit. Spirit is everything. And that's what we are, everywhere, all the time. So we get caught up in our little window that we're looking through, and many times our perspective is based on just seeing a tiny piece of life. Especially for how we're raised, we have these belief systems, our parents, our teachers, the world itself, all inform our belief systems. And these belief systems, in this philosophy, we dig deep into those belief systems to find out if they're really true for us or not. And when we look through a tiny bit of life, a tiny slice of the picture, we're missing the picture. We're not seeing the forest for the trees. We're not seeing the unity. We're seeing separation. We're seeing that perhaps we don't belong. And when we look at the bigger picture, that's when we can see that we are all one. And in order to get to that place, where we open our mind, free ourselves from our belief system, there's a process that has to happen called acceptance. Now, that doesn't mean putting up with stuff that's not okay, all right? I want to just be very clear about that. If something doesn't feel right for you, that's, well, I have to accept it. I just have to accept it. I don't have to like it, but I have to accept it. I think for me, acceptance is really bound together with realization. Realizing the truth of what is and accepting that, right? So it's not just about having to deal with something that you don't like or some condition that you don't want. We can accept, okay, this is what I have been thinking about, and this is what's showing up in my world now. And we can accept that truth and then say, okay, but I can change that. I can change that. I have tools in my tool belt to change that. I don't have to live with it that way. And I love the wisdom of Lao Tzu. When I let go of what I am, I become what I might be. When I let go of what I am, I become what I might be. And I also love that Emerson quote. And some people say it differently. I looked it up, and it's both ways, but I love when he said, "What you are speaks so loudly that I can't hear you." So when we show up with these belief systems that enter the room almost before we do, many times our authentic selves are hidden. And many times we don't feel free to be our authentic selves. We feel we have to be some invented construct in accordance with these man-made laws. So getting to that point where we feel and embody being free, that's what we're talking about here. And we have the tools to do that. I want to play you a little video of a child reciting a work by Maya Angelou. And I love this child because she is not afraid to be who she is. Let's take a look.
All right, go on there. Oh, her dramatic walk to the microphone.
Hey, Black Child by County Color. Hey, Black Child, do you know who you are? Who you really are? Do you know you can be what you want to be if you try to be what you can be? Hey, Black Child, do you know where you're going? Where you're really going? Do you know you can learn what you want to learn if you try to learn what you can learn? Hey, Black Child, do you know you are strong? I mean really strong? Do you know you can do what you want to do if you try to do what you can do? Hey, Black Child, be what you can be, learn what you must learn, do what you can do, and tomorrow your nation will be what you want it to be.
Nice job. Good job, Peyton. High five. High five. Good job. Great job. Peyton, tell me this. Peyton.
Oh, she said 2 hands.
2 hands.
Okay,
10.
2 hands.
Peyton,
Yes.
are you ever afraid that you're going to forget the words?
No.
No? You got this.
Because you're smart. You are smart. You're not just beautiful, but you're smart.
She is amazing. Woo! She knows who she is. You know, just that beautiful child speaking the beautiful words of Maya Angelou. Wow. Do you really, really, really know who you are? Do you really know where you're going? Are you free on this journey? Are you freeing yourself up for the bigger, the better? Whatever the adventure is that you are. That's what this is about. That's what this journey to freedom is about. And it's a journey. You don't wake up one day and realize, oh my gosh, I'm still not free. What happened? We have the power to change that one day at a time. And just like my song and Gary's song said, one step is all it takes. The journey of a million miles, is that what it is? Starts with one step. Take the step. Take the leap. Be free on your journey. Be who you are. And Emma Curtis Hopkins, of course, one of the biggest inspirations of Ernest Holmes, she was amazing, says he did not seem to know that it was as necessary to free himself from prejudice as from the belief in the matter. Right? So that's what we talk about, belief systems. Use spiritual practices to vision for a world that truly does work for everyone. And whoever's watching, however many of you are watching, you may have your own individual spiritual practice. There are unlimited ways to practice spiritually, not just sitting on a cushion and meditating. That's one way. But certainly I know some of you garden, you take beautiful photographs of this beautiful world and express your God self through that, making jewelry, singing a song, playing an instrument, walking in nature. Those are all spiritual practices. And some of us learned yesterday about how poetry can also be a beautiful spiritual practice, because we're one planet, one human race. We're not a bunch of different races. We're one. We're people. So we embody that unity by allowing others to be free and by freeing ourselves from our old belief systems, by practicing the golden rule. Do unto others. Very simple. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. Sometimes I get a bit judgy about people like who don't use their turn signal or who, don't drive the way I want them to drive. I try not to be judgy, but I do say something to them like, in my mind, I wouldn't treat you that way. I wouldn't drive like that if I knew you were there. So anyway, that's my own issue. I try not to be judgy about drivers. In conclusion, listen, this is called religious science. Why is it called that? Well, because it's science based on natural laws and spiritual principle. Do me a favor and experiment with it. Experiment with it this week. Do your own testing. Do your own evaluation. See if you can actually see other things manifesting in your life, sprouting up in your life that you want to sprout up. If you want corn, plant corn. If you want freedom, plant freedom. And that's the way to get that. This is, after all, your journey. It's your road. It's yours alone. Others may walk it with you, but no one can walk it for you. No one can walk it for you, and no one can tell you what's right for you. The main idea to remember on this journey is you are never alone. We're in this thing together. We're in this thing together. And life is eternal. Because knowing that God in each of us, as each of us, is us. And that's all there is. And our 2021 vision for the High Desert Center for Spiritual Living and for Centers for Spiritual Living, timeless wisdom and evolutionary vision. And I actually made a backronym. Okay, journey. Joyful oneness and unity, revealing nature's eternal you. We'll see if it passes the Reverend Doug LeBeau test. I'll wait and see if he comments. Joyful oneness and unity, revealing nature's eternal you. So, I want to talk about circulating that energy that we call money, circulating that, feeding what feeds you, what feeds your soul. And we're still in a universe where we use money for things, and certainly we circulate it around, and I love circulating around to people that actually inspire me, and this center inspires me, and each of you inspire me. And so I I contribute to this center. We all contribute time, talent, treasure. Listen, as Reverend Doug always says, if this has been a rough year for you financially and you can't give as much as you did, give what you can. If you've had a fabulous year, which I know many, many people who have, give even more. And if you are in a position where you really don't have any money to give at all, keep coming back. Stick around. Watch these broadcasts. Read some books. Hang out with us, and your life will change. So let's say our giving affirmations together. Divine love consecrates my gift. It goes forth to heal, prosper, and bless. It is evidence of my conviction that God is the source and substance of my supply. I joyously contribute to the vision of this spiritual center, knowing that it returns to me multiplied abundantly. And as Reverend Doug does in every financial transaction he does, he says this to himself or out loud: I bless this gift in faith, knowing that it returns to me multiplied abundantly. So there are a lot of ways to give. This app gave me some issues in January, and even in February, it didn't switch over to my other card. So be patient with it. If it's giving you a problem, just try it again. And it's super easy to give with this app on your phone. And here is our website. You can go there. You can just go down to the bottom, donate today. That's super easy to do. If you prefer doing a drive-by, dropping it at the office with your mask on, or if you want to just mail a check, that's fabulous. It's the High Desert Center for Spiritual Living, 18575 Corwin Road in Apple Valley, California, 92307. And the website, which took me a minute to find it when I first, because I was spelling it wrong, desert, CSL.org. So those are the many ways you can contribute to keeping this center going for a long, long time. So here what we're going to do is I'm going to remember to sing Reverend Doug's song, All Is Well. And I really needed to hear that today. So here we go. I'm going to break out my little backpacking guitar and see if we can get this going here. All is well, and I am grateful. All is well, and now it's time to let it go. All is well, and I am grateful. Life is good, and so it is. And what I know is that the one Spirit is always living as each of us. There's one Spirit, one good. And I know that the divine within us is freedom and joy. And I know that Spirit shines its light of love and freedom upon you and is your peace. And so it is. All is well, and I am grateful. All is well, and now it's time to let it go. All is well, and I am grateful. Life is good, and so it is. Life is good, and so it is. Life is good, and so it is. My love and blessings to all of you. Hold your vision for freedom and for peace for all. We're going to listen to Daniel Nahmod sing us out. Blessings and namaste.
Can't help it, God until we're high.